Need some coins to that God Squad you've always wanted? Check out mudpacks.com where you guys can open up exciting packs, win tons of mud coins, and withdraw the coins to your account. Use code ZERK for 15% off.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
Today I'm going to be going over the best free 93 overall Campus Hero cards for you guys to take. Now, not only is this video useful for you guys that are playing House Rules, which is where you can actually get a free 93 overall B&D fantasy pack for Campus Heroes, but also if you're completing any of the Master sets, you also get 5 B&D 93s back. Now, I do want to give a shout out to Nate Bockelman for being a part of the Noti Gang. If you guys want a chance to shout out in the next video, drop a like in the vid. Make sure you guys are subs to the channel. Turn the notification bell on and comment down below. Noti Gang. Also, guys, don't miss out on this new special. It is on Underdog Fantasy. Justin Herbert, half a completion. All you guys have to do is sign up on Underdog Fantasy using code ZERK. And if you guys have already signed up using code ZERK, you are completely fine. You will get this special on the 12th. If you have not, make sure you use code ZERK so that you do get the special and you will get it on January 12th. You have until January 11th to sign up. And if you guys want to check out Underdog, as I said, use code ZERK. You'll get this special and it'll match first deposit up to $100. And my NBA picks for today will be up shortly after this video goes live. Now, as I said, if you're curious about where do I actually get a B&D 93 overall Campus Hero 2 pack, well, if you guys come over here and you go to House Rules, is this taking forever to load up here? But if you come over to House Rules and you go to rewards, you do actually get a free 93 overall Campus Hero B&D player fantasy pack right here at 3,000 PP required at level 4 of the college overtime. So you can go through, play that. It'll give you any player, or as I said, when you complete the sets, so if you want to get, let's say, Denard Robinson or, you know, any of those guys, the 96 overall set masters, when you complete those sets, you get fantasy packs. So you get to choose 5 free 93 overalls, again, of any of them of your choice. Let's get into the best ones. All right, so as you guys know, I usually like to make these videos usually around 10 players that I try to group it down to, which there are around 10 players on this list. But there is one position where I'm going to talk about where it's really 3 players that you could pick at the same position, and I'm going to kind of go over them. And also just in general, these aren't necessarily ranked. These are pretty much what does your team need, because at this point in the game, we're getting into what does your team need, so I'm going to go over that. So if you guys badly need an edge rusher, I personally would recommend you go with Danielle Hunter. Now, the Bruce Irvin card is actually pretty good as well. You could go with the Bruce Irvin, but I always like to get this, right? 90 plus finesse move and 90 plus power move. Bruce Irvin is a very good card as well, who has some pretty solid abilities, but he doesn't have 90 plus power move and finesse move. Pretty much that means Danielle Hunter, depending on whatever move he does, he's going to be at an elite threshold with that already. He also gets 2 AP edge threat, 1 AP no outsiders, 92 speed, 90 excel, only 84 strength on him, but he has 91 block shed, 93 hit power. And I'll just say this, Danielle Hunter, his cards have played very good for me in the past. So Danielle Hunter, that's why he's on this list. Now, this is a really important position we need to talk about, and that is cornerback. So there's a lot to say with the 93 overall Campus Hero cards you have available to you that are corners, because I'll be honest, all 3 of them that you should be picking between here are really good. Now, I want to say there's actually 5 93s, but there's really only 3 I think you should be looking between. Starting off, Greg Newsome. So he gets 1 AP pick artist, 1 AP medium route KO. To be honest with you guys, when it comes to which corner should you pick, that completely comes down to your personal scheme, because all 3 of these cards are man coverage cards, okay? So I will say this, if you guys are not somebody that runs man a lot, if you just run nothing but zone, the 3 cornerbacks that you should be looking at right now to pick between would be L'Jarius Sneed, Greg Newsome, and Tyson Campbell. Those are the best 3 of the Campus Heroes, but if you don't run any man coverage, then you want to go, in my opinion, with Greg Newsome, because Greg Newsome has 94 speed, or at least if you run just like a little bit of man coverage, but let's say you don't put any sort of KO on your players, right? Maybe you don't put medium route or short route or deep route KO, whatever. Greg Newsome overall, I feel, was the best one. 94 speed, 91 excel, 6 feet tall. He has 92 zone, 95 man, 94 press, and in the run game, he's not really that crazy, but that's him, right? So he's pretty good. He actually has the highest press out of all of these cards. Now, I can say this as someone who runs a lot of zone coverage. I do sometimes run man. It's very, very rare that I do, but when I do run man, obviously you might want to run some press man. So if you're someone that runs mostly zone, but you sometimes run press man, I think Newsome is the way to go if you're not going to spend AP on these KO abilities for man coverage. Now with that being said though, we also have to take a look at these other two cards because here's the difference. L'Jarius Sneed has deep route KO. I just showed you Greg Newsome, who has medium route KO, and Tyson Campbell has short route KO. So, in my opinion, if you're someone that runs a lot of zone, I would probably go with Greg Newsome. If you are someone that runs a lot of man, then it is completely up to your scheme on what you want to do here. Because L'Jarius Sneed, I feel like, is the pick you want to make if you run a lot of man coverage, but let's say you're not necessarily bringing pressure on it and you allow your opponents to throw deep, right? Because L'Jarius Sneed gets deep route KO. If you're trying to prevent that, then there you go. You'll get deep route KO on L'Jarius Sneed and you'll live happily ever after. 92 man coverage, 91 press, also 94 speed, 96 jumping. And I will say L'Jarius Sneed played incredible at the beginning of the year. If you're somebody that likes to run a lot of press man and you bring blitzes and heavy blitzes at people that make them throw the ball quickly, then Tyson Campbell is your pick because he gets short route KO. If you really run a lot of those blitzes that, you know, your opponents are throwing drags or slants or something super quick, well, you want that short route KO cornerback on your team. So that's kind of the difference. It comes down to your scheme. Do your opponents get the ball off and throw deep? Okay, L'Jarius Sneed. Are you bringing crazy pressure and you want to knock the ball out? Then you get Tyson Campbell. If you run mostly zone, I would say to go with Greg Newsome, although he still gets medium route KO, which is still a very viable man coverage, you know, covering route as well. To be honest, I think a lot of people when they do these like B&D sets, may end up taking multiple of these corners, and I don't think you'd be wrong to do so. So that's the cornerback situation, which I felt like needed to be explained there. But now let's get into the O-linemen. Obviously, the O-linemen are very good. They're always viable options here. Starting off with the right tackle, we have Nicholas Petit-Frere. He is 316 pounds. I will honestly say that the tackles that are available to pick here with Campus Heroes, none of them really are crazy. We've had some very good offensive tackles in recent promos that were super big, right? Like we just had Jordan Mailata as a free player with the Stocking Stuffers, who's like one of the biggest tackles in the game. He's massive. And then we go down to someone like Nicholas here, who is not necessarily one of the biggest offensive linemen in the game, but he does get 1 AP edge protector, 93 strength, 92 run block, 92 pass block. Not my favorite pick if you're going to go with a lineman, but if you need a right tackle, this is the one. I believe he's actually the only right tackle with Campus Heroes, but essentially if you need a right tackle, go with him. If you need a right guard, though, I would say Zion Johnson. There are a couple of picks here to go with right guard, but with Zion, I feel like especially if you're a runner of the football, this is the pick you want to go with. He has 78 speed, okay, so pretty fast, 89 excel, 94 strength, and then he has 95 lead block with 94 run blocking, and he's 314 pounds. And I really feel like if you're someone that runs the ball and you're going to have your right guard as the pull blocker, then this is the guy. At left guard, Kenyon Green is actually a very solid pick here. He is actually one of the bigger, highest overall left guards in the game. What do I mean by that? I mean the actual current best, highest overall, and biggest left guard in the game is Quentin Nelson, who is only a couple pounds heavier than him. So at left guard, there's just not a lot of super big and good cards available. So you're getting a pretty good sized left guard here. He's also the only left guard option with Campus Heroes too. But essentially, if you need a left guard, this is not a bad one. At center, we have Jake Brendel, gets 1 AP post up, 2 AP secure protector. Also very nice pass block, 95 pass block, 299 pounds, 93 run block, great speed. Again, I really feel like if you happen to run the ball and Jake gets out in front of you, that's incredible speed for a center. And for the last O-lineman on this list, I'm going to go with Colton Miller, of course. I went over all the positions here, filtered down to try to find the best ones. I'd go with Colton. He's 325 pounds. Again, you know, when we're coming off of getting that free Jordan Mailata with 0 chill, I'd rather have the Jordan for sure because he's just way bigger at left tackle. But Cole Miller, 94 pass block, 94 run block, 91 strength, has the 1 AP edge protector. I would probably say if you guys want to go with any of these O-linemen though, which one am I like the biggest fan of? If you need like every single O-line position, I'd probably go with one of the guards, to be honest. Now, getting into the final two players on this list, Brian Robinson. This is a solid card. Now, is this a starter for you? I wouldn't necessarily say so. 224 pounds, 93 speed, 92 excel, 91 juke, 94 break tackle, 95 trucking. Definitely can be a short yardage back for you. And I mean, if you badly need an RB2, then Brian Robinson is a solid pick. I would probably only use this one though. Let's say you do like a master set and you don't need 5-0 lineman, whatever, and you just want to get someone that's going to give you some usage. I'd probably pick up Brian Robinson. However, that is not the case with Christian Watson. I do absolutely think that this Christian Watson card is very good. And when you take a look at all the other players that I have on this list, between the corners, the O-linemen, all of them, Christian Watson, I mean, you're going to get some really good use out of this card. Number one, speed and excel. Very nice. 94 speed, 97 acceleration. He also gets 1 AP deep out elite, 1 AP deep in elite, route running, 90, 90, and 93. Catch in traffic, 92, 92 spec catch. After the catch, 93 juke, 93 spin, 94 change of direction, and then he's 6'4". I mean, you could very well say this is actually the best current option. None of the old linemen really like blow me out of the water, to be honest. You know, you're not getting one of the biggest left tackles in the game that's going to be able to be there forever, whatever. Christian Watson, this is a super good wide receiver. Like, compare this card to like Calvin Johnson right now. And you can see right here, comparing him to Calvin, obviously Calvin Johnson is Calvin Johnson, right? But same speed, same jumping, better catch traffic, all that stuff does go to Calvin. But like for a BND card, if you're getting this card for BND, this is pretty much like a baby Calvin, and he also gets 1 AP deep outs. I do really like the Christian Watson card, and I feel like if you need a wide receiver, this is an exceptional one who is going to ball out for you. So with that being said, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video, and if you did, make sure you guys drop a like video, and of course hit that sub button down below, and let me know which BND Campus Hero players you guys are taking from either the sets, or maybe if you got done with the house rules, you're working on that, who do you guys plan on taking? And if you guys enjoyed this video, check out these.